Welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you. Thank you for checking out the channel. Hope everybody's doing fantastic out there in Heat Nation. If you guys could subscribe, that'd mean a lot to me. And if you're just talking about, thank you for doing that too. But really subscribe. I'm not mincing words here. Don't be a rat bastard. So we're getting to that time, dude. I told you it's fodder season. We're here with cryptic tweets. We're here with reports, rumor mills, rumblings, rumors, fodder, scuttlebutt, all that type of stuff. Should be very, very exciting. But today, particularly exciting, even though you hate Boston losing, it does seem to throw the grenade into the Cleveland Cavaliers and their situation that we've all been waiting to see how it plays out with Donovan Mitchell. Now, I will say, there's a couple things with the Donovan Mitchell pursuit that I am worried about with the Miami Heat. And Donovan kind of plays a part in this. Part of this has to do with it being Cleveland, all of that stuff. But if you guys heard the reports today, Donovan Mitchell and the Miami Heat are, linked. There's something going on there. Zach Lowe today was on Get Up and said that the Heat, they're lurking.
Han will talk about Brooklyn. Miami, to me, is the other team to watch. Yes. They're always hunting around. They've been connected with Mitchell over the years. They're lurking, and they have a lot of stuff to offer in terms of picks and young players. What do you think?
He fits perfect in the Heat culture, that whole thing. He fits perfect there, something to watch. But the Brooklyn thing is something.
All right. So there you go. That was Zach Lowe today on Get Up talking about Miami is lurking. And look, no surprise here. I mean, these are things we've known back when Donovan Mitchell was in Utah, right? And we're like, is Danny Ainge really going to work with the Heat and think what they want, even if he likes Tyler Hero back then? Is that going to be? No. Obviously, he wanted the heap of picks, like Colin Sexton. They did, Laurie Marketed. They did great in that trade. To be fair to that, I'm just not a fan. Not a fan. But look, this is a little different this time around. But it does depend, like they said, on the Donovan Mitchell extension. If Donovan Mitchell signs an extension, then up in smoke. Not really a thing for the Miami Heat, right? If he doesn't, well, then he's got a little bit of power in his hand. Because it's like, well, who would you sign the extension with? Maybe he would with the Lakers. Maybe he would with the Nets. But in his case, it is a little bit more of a de facto no trade. Because it's like, well, now, would he tell the Lakers I wouldn't sign with him? I don't know. Would he tell his hometown Brooklyn Nets? No, I wouldn't. The Knicks were always kind of the big rival with the Heat in my mind. When it was coming to Donovan Mitchell and places he really wanted to go, it was either the Knicks or it was the Lakers. And the Lakers, okay, they're always going to be in the rumor mill. Nothing fluffs up. Now all of a sudden, Tyler Hero's worth nothing, but Austin Reeves is amazing. It's incredible. But forget about that. The Heat do have, as I said in other videos, there's no way an NBA team wouldn't be excited to get the likes of Jaime Jaquez or Nikola Jovic seeing what they did this year, especially if you do run the risk of losing a Donovan Mitchell for nothing. Likely that they would? No. But I think you wonder about some of these picks, and you're like, well, what would be... Yeah, the Heat aren't going to be able to stack up with their picks. So they got, I think, one really unprotected offer, and maybe they can finagle to get two. So they don't have the throwdown of 3 picks and people thinking, oh, those are going to be amazing picks because LeBron and AD will eventually get old and the Lakers will stink. But you really need from Donovan Mitchell what you didn't get from Damian Lillard enough of last year, which is he has to be adamant this is the place that he wants to go. The fit, it's obvious, the fit. I mean, the fit is he is a guy who can give you 30-plus a game in the playoffs, fits next to Bam, Jimmy. Like, it's what everybody's been saying the entire time is like, what is the obvious place? What is the obvious thing that the team needs more than anything? Yeah, consistent scoring punch from a team that barely can score 100 points. It's not like this is not – we could talk about, hey, the Heat got to add size. I agree. The Heat got to add some shooting. Sure. But they also need an infusion of offense. And this guy is one of the best scorers in the league and has shown that he could do it at a playoff level. There are durability questions with him. There are durability questions, to be fair, with Donovan Mitchell. If we're going to talk about that being a big issue with everybody. This guy does get banged up. And especially at his size, a little 6'1", but has that D-Wade pterodactyl wingspan. The Wade connection is also, thank you, D-Wade, for being all providers of things elite with the Heat, with the big three and Jimmy and Donovan Mitchell and all this stuff. Everybody worships D-Wade. But yeah, that connection is obvious there, apparent. It's much like a souped up Terry Rozier. Terry Rozier loved D-Wade and always wanted to play in Miami. So Donovan Mitchell is, I think, the one that's going to grab the most headlines. I'm curious if the Heat are going to really be in it, or are they going to be. The one thing I will say is whether the Heat are in it or not in it, I would be curious to see how active they want to be in shooting that stuff down, because I don't think the Heat want to be used as leverage in all of this. But I think the biggest factor in all of this, as far as why you would want to be here, the guy is best friends with Bam Adebayo from a young age. No surprise that Bam is an attractive player for people that want to play down here. They're very, very close as many guys that he is in the league. He, I remember, that there was, when he went to Cleveland, Bam was liking tweets about how annoyed he was that he spent all summer kind of recruiting Donovan on the idea of coming here, and the Heat never really pushed their cards in. So I don't know what it's going to take for the Miami Heat to get a Donovan Mitchell, and I don't even know if Donovan Mitchell ends up being the move. I don't know. But as I've told you, major changes are needed, and they need to do what they can to make a seismic move like this. What worries me about this? Okay, I don't know if Donovan Mitchell is make a stink guy. He wasn't make a stink guy when the Cleveland trade happened. He didn't really make it known that I only want to go here. Now, he had much less leverage in that play because he was at where he was at with his contract. But today, for example, there were reports that came out that Donovan Mitchell was frustrated with teammates' maturity, lack of focus, and playoff readiness and willingness to listen. And Donovan Mitchell lashed out at this on Twitter, and he called Cap. That's what the kids call lying. He says, Cap, I'm sick of y'all sometimes. That worries me that, hey, I don't want to be the bad guy. I don't want to be the guy that's rats off a ship. I want to be loved by everybody. I want to be, I don't want to make a stink. So there's that worries me in possible dealings with Donovan Mitchell. The other thing is Dan Gilbert. And impossible to ignore that there are some old feelings there, but there was a report from Windhorst, he was on ESPN Cleveland, that Dan Gilbert was going to be very, very involved in whatever the future is with the Cavaliers. And if you guys didn't know, after they lost, the one thing that, Dan Gilbert's a leaky ship. He will talk to reporters, he'll say things. The Heat, you don't hear anything on the record from Mickey Arison. And then, Pat Riley, anything that he has to say, he has basically put out in public. But they were some teammates questioning Jared Allen not getting an injection. Evan Mobley's agent never wanted him there anyway. Darius Garland will demand a trade if Donovan Mitchell does extend. And I'm just holy crap. JB Bickerstaff might be fired. They had some, basically everybody but Max Strus apparently is a possibility for changes with that. So seeing all of that, knowing that the owner is what he's been in his history with the Miami Heat. Does that lead to some LeBron reunion with him? I don't think so. I think that they were probably sick of each other anyway, even with him showing up to the game. I think he just wanted attention. But if I'm worried about things to facilitate this, I think there could be Damian Lillard things of Damian not going all the way in. Now, in fairness to Damian Lillard, he was handcuffed a little by the BS Boston media, which basically got him in trouble and said that he was going to be fined or be really in trouble if he pushed it anymore publicly. But I do think it needs to be out there from Donovan Mitchell, hey, this is how you get this to happen. you really got to push it in our direction specifically to back off other teams. The other thing that, if the Lakers are involved, I mean, LeBron being rats off a ship of the Lakers is obviously a huge thing that you would think back away from a big move like that. I don't really understand the Brooklyn thing because, Donovan Mitchell, I imagine, does want to win. And I know Brooklyn's got a lot of picks, but you're playing with him and McCalbert. Like, do you really think that team's going to do anything? I don't. So I don't really get the Brooklyn thing other than it's home. But, I think that home can be overrated, dude. That to me is one of those where, like, if he was going to go somewhere, he'd want to go to the Knicks. With the way the Nets are right now and what their last few years have been, I don't see that. I would be surprised, I guess, unless there's another move that they have to go with it. But that one didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But this is why I love this time of year, dude. I love the fodder. I love the rumors. It's so much fun.